All right, back in. We're actually into an actual game where we actually start from the first minute. So, well, not even the first minute, the first second. Outrageous, huh? 4v4 Arabia once again, and well, it's like not many players have actually. A couple of players have switched out. It seems like Sobek's left, and so has no Sticky Fingers is still in. Stressed Out is left. I think Squeak is also left as well. And I forget. Oh, Aries left as well. Anyway, but what we got now instead is I would say maybe potentially a higher quality game, you could argue, but nonetheless, I'm still excited nonetheless as we've actually got ourselves a pretty good matchup. So in the red, we have got Sticky Fingers here playing as the Huns. And he's actually on the flank. I can confirm that now, right? Yeah, he's on the flank. He's on the flank playing as the Huns. His pocket will be in the green here. Influenzino playing as the Goths. In the blue, we're going to have Mayans being played by Nikov. And Bullet playing as the Franks. So on the other side is the flank. He'll be up against, in the grey, the Mayans being played by Veles. The pocket for him is going to be Northern Pike playing as the Goths. The other pocket is going to be no other than the old Sick Tactics Slacktarn. My boy. Come on, Slack. Although he is a traitor for leaving the clan, so I gotta hate him forever now. So I hope he loses. So Slacktarn playing as the Huns. And last but not least, we've got Lincoln City here, which I believe is Nick. It looks like him. Lincoln City is a British. He's got a British flag. Let's go with Nick. It's Nick. It's Nick. I can confirm that. That has to be Nick. So, anyway, he'll be playing as the Franks on the flank, and he'll be up against, by the way, Sticky Fingers, we've already mentioned, who's playing as the Huns. So, how do we balance this? Huns pocket, fantastic. Goth pocket, very good. Frank flank, alright. And they've got Mayan flank, brilliant. So, overall, this is really good for them. Other side, they got Frank flank, okay. They got Mayan pocket. Good, but also a problem. We'll get to that in a second. Influenza, he is going to be playing as Goth Pocket. That's the same as the other side, so pretty good. And, of course, the flank being, of course, Sticky Fingers playing as the Huns. So, I think you would rather have the Huns on the flank and the Mayans. Sorry, the Huns in the pocket and then the Mayans on the flank, rather than the way it is for them. And the reason why I'm saying that the Mayans is going to be a problem is because let me just message Killer B. So the Mayans is going to be a problem because when you're getting a team who've got Huns pocket and they've also got, let's say, Goths pocket, when you're trying to go for Plumed Archer's approach, which is what Nikos says is going to do to help out this game, is that you get this point in the early Castle Age where you can't do anything as Mayans. You can't do nothing because you're helpless. You're helpless to your flank, generally speaking.
User joined your channel.
Because oh, hello, who's that pretty face?
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on, buddy? What game you in?
I am in game 69.
Ooh, how about you?
I'm just gonna bump you up on the volume. Oh my door, it's me. For some reason, I don't know. My sound settings all decide to change around for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway.
Cool, man. Well, carry on. I'll catch up to real time. Do your thing.
Okay. We're only in Dark Age, so I think you'll catch up pretty quick, actually, to be honest, buddy. So as I was saying, so I was explaining how Mayans pocket I find in the team game can be a problem, just because of the sheer fact that especially if the other team haven't got a Mayans pocket and they've got two Night Civ pockets like Huns and Goths, that you run into this early problem where you just don't have the support for your flank or even to a degree yourself because of the fact that you've got to get the castle up, you've got to get some Plumed Archers going, you've got to get upgrades into them as well before they become even relevant. Once you've got into that groove, then you're relatively unharmed, then you're fine. But it is that early period where you yourself and your teammate can struggle because you can't help them.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's definitely nice to be able to deliver a punch right away in the Castle Age, and yeah, that's a challenge with certain civs. Certainly difficult to get across such a big map early on. Has anything interesting happened so far? Have we seen? Ooh, I just heard a villager die. No, that's a scout.
Oh,
Scout
gee.
going down from Lincoln City
Yeah,
under the red TC.
Nick losing the scout. I just saw that and I was you asked me, I was like, well, what I can tell you is that the scout went down. That's how interesting it's got so far. So,
So
Bullet.
Lincoln City is Nick, huh?
Yeah, it's Nick. Yeah, it's Nick. Lincoln City is a place in the UK. Well, Lincoln anyway.
Okay.
And he's on Nabs, so and he's got a British flag. So I've kind of put all those three together and pretty safely assumed that it's Nick.
You're a
so.
smart young man.
Well, Sherlock Holmes was also British. I want to point that out. You know, deduction skills are on point.
There you go.
Right, so Bullet's gone to Village. He's not messing around with a drush, it seems. Unlike it looks like Velez is gonna go for something a little bit wacky here. He's gonna go for a forward. I mean, he's got villagers coming out, 4 villagers forward. He's gonna. I think it's going for a tower, man at arms, towers. Yeah, maybe.
It's gonna be an interesting strat. It actually looks like it's gonna be 4 vills as the militia are coming out one by one. Probably men at arms with 2 on gold. Yeah, you're right. I think I kind of like this. We were talking about earlier. I think we were talking about earlier when I showed up. Mayans are a tricky pocket to have. Yeah, let's make it interesting, man. Let's put it on the line here early and see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens. It is a good idea to just put the pressure on, especially on Frank's flank, which,
Oh God.
again, isn't the strongest of flank civs, if you know what I mean. I mean, like feudal age, they're not the worst feudal age civ. I mean, they just lack the fact that they can't get bloodlines on the scouts. Really, that's all. It's just more the fact it's a bit awkward. It can be, like it is going to be now. He's having to triple gate just to try and keep out Velez here. Not a bad actually option in all honesty. It's a pretty quick move there. And I think he's able to get most of the wall up as well. So he's got a good response.
He should be fine here. Actually, I had it wrong. I was thinking Mine's pocket, but that's the other side. Yeah, I think he's going to be fine because he's got those resources in the back. You could imagine pressure coming in on those front resources, the main gold and main stone, but the purple player's got back gold and back stone to fall back to. So it's hard to cripple him with the tower rush,
Yeah, I'm not really too sure it's a tower. Oh, no, there is people on stone, so there's going to be some more towers to be put up. The gate's not going to hold up forever though. It wasn't that well built in total, so it's going to go down swiftly. He's going to have to put a counter tower down now because he's going to gold, and this is really awkward for him because if he puts the tower down now, like Bullet by his gold, then I can just imagine Velez just going to move his vills up and put it somewhere where it's out of range of his tower but in range of the gold. So he's kind of in a rock and a hard place. I wouldn't have gone to that main gold. I really, like you said, just gone to the back gold and the back stone. Because now he's got a real... Yeah.
It's interesting from the Grey player's point of view here. Velez, I don't know how you say it properly. I should, because that's my part of the world now.
Yeah.
But yeah, didn't actually find those extra piles. Didn't find the secondary gold or stone. So the Grey player here probably thinks that this is going to be the most effective towering possible, but unfortunately, those other resources are really safe and really nicely nested in the back of the base here.
That is, very much true. Bullet's gone to the back gold. Interesting to note, I thought you could put a counter tower, but I forgot, of course, the guy... He kind of made 3 gates, so he's kind of lacking on the stone. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, that'd be fine. He's got abundance of stone. He's good, no problems. He probably thought that too, and then he thought, oh yeah, not good.
He was channeling his inner backed, and then he realized, oh shit, I have to pay for these.
Yeah, well, he did, of course, Mayans with the wall bonus, of course, and everything. So you probably would have thought it'd be cheap enough, but yeah, backed. God, he loves his stone gates. It's a dirty addiction. Oh, look at this,
for the most part. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, look, Bullet's a couple of scouts, but out pops a spearman in good time.
Yeah, nice little counterattack from the purple player Bullets. I like that he's keeping active. The tower rush isn't crippling him, so he should not be honoring it as if it were, life or death. So I think that's a wise choice. I'm just watching a couple other parts of the map. Blue player, Mayans, Nikov got to castle early. He's going to drop a castle and start pumping out some plumes, one would think. But that is all he has been up to so far. I don't see a lot of knights on the map. There are a couple of Castle Age players, but so far, no major armies here. Nobody's really doing any major raiding.
Oh, nice little cheeky find there for Pike, though, finding one of the villas of Bullet trying to wall on the right-hand side. Looks like you will pick that villager off and say, good night, Vienna.
Yeah, that poor young lady just came out to build a gate.
I know. Another gate.
Too late.
A back T gate. But, I mean,
Ooh, another villager going down from bullets. I'm not exactly sure how. Must have been repairing. But under the gate nearer the gray towers, there's another vill that's freshly dead.
Oh, didn't even make it through. It looked like I was walking towards the gates trying to escape. That's a sad life, my friend. It's a sad life.
Tough go of it. I'm seeing Slacktarn and Lincoln City, who you said was Nick, right?
Yep.
That's Nick?
Yeah.
They're starting to kind of coalesce an army, but they're hanging out in defense in front of the yellow base. So nothing exciting there now. Flu is going to send a couple of knights that direction, but not really. They're still kind of gathering up. So no real army-on-army attacks. It's just this big tower push.
Yeah, it's an interesting part of the game, I think, because, Sticky Fingers, of course, is the Hun's flank. He's gone for the 3-range Cav Archer combo, and I would probably call it the most dangerous part of the game, I think, for, to a degree, the Nabs team, because, Nikov got up really early for that castle. A little bit of a fight here, let's see how it pans out. Sticky Fingers... He should have bloodlines on those Cav Archers, but we'll ignore that for now. But anyway, the mains is now up and running, I would say, to a decent degree. It's looking pretty good. In fact, it looks like Pike just doesn't give a shit. he's just gone for Market Blacksmith, hasn't he? Yeah, he's gone for Market Blacksmith. What? Yeah, he doesn't care.
Pike.
What? That is the boldest thing I've ever seen. Because even still, Look at the vill count. Nikov's on 40, man. It's only 2 difference. Oh.
Yeah, Nikov has another gear, I think. He just seems to be like the most efficient player as of late. Seems to be able to field an army and keep his eco going. Like you said, he's going to have all these plumes out and a castle, and he's going to be on a similar number of vills to the teal player, and he's going to be raiding. There's no way to close off the teal base fully against plume raiding. There are 4 TCs. They'll keep some vills pretty safe. But, yeah, there's going to be a lot of harassment coming in here. Nikov grabbing a vill as we speak.
Oh, Nikov grabbing a vill.
Nikov's starting to do some raiding with those plumes. I'm also watching bullets counter-attacking the gray player Valise. Camping out under Valise's tower, taking away the main gold.
Is that really going to work, though? I guess he's starving off the gold, but it doesn't look like to me that Bless is really like, oh, I really need the gold at this point. I'm really needing the gold. More of the fact that I think he's like, oh, the stone's working out really well for me. Maybe I should do more towers. I don't know.
I like it, though. I mean, if you can carve those units off, kill a vill, and idle 4 more inside that tower, I'm cool with that.
I guess it's pretty acceptable, and I guess tries and causes a distraction for Valese, keeps a little bit of the pressure off. But look, this is the same thing Nikov does. I tell you what, every time. I know we keep focusing on Nikov, but it's like last game I was focusing on a lot, but it's such a good reason why. He's so good at this pocket play in terms of he is just streaming unit after unit of these main plumed archers. And I feel like this is a terrible decision here from Pike to not have any military. Okay, it's got Mangonel out, but it's against plumed archers. It's not like, they're not crossbows. They're pretty mobile units. I've never slated Pike for his judgment call, but in this occasion, I think was not the best because I feel like at this point, Nikov's just going to run all over him.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough. Teal player at the moment he's got 1 idle now. He had 30 plus idles there for about a minute of game time. Nikov has pulled his plumes away, probably calculating that he's done enough eco damage at this point that he's going to send a small group somewhere else. That'd be my guess. It looks like for now Slacktarn will be sending some knights forward from the pocket. Those are not bloodlined. +1 defense for now. They're going to chew up a couple of plumes from the blue player Nikov for pretty cheap. But Nikov's going to regroup and probably be able to keep 2 players busy. He's damaged Pike, and now he's got Slaktarn's attention as well.
Yeah, it's got Slaktarn's attention, that's for sure. It looks like Nikov's going to have to try and just regroup his army and just, find another place to harass. But anyway, it looks like, Northern Pike is starting to recover a little bit. He is on 4 TCs, I will add that. He's going to get a castle up now. Okay, here we go. So, now what would you do here if you were Pike? So you've got the 4 TCs up, you've got your castle up now. Do you go for this Castle Age, just slap down 5 racks, get Anarchy and just spam? Just do what Nikov's done, but as Goths, which will just shred Nikov to a degree. I think. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
Continue. No. After you, sir. After you.
I thought you were leaving it for me, but yeah, I think if he looks around the map, if you're the teal player Pike and you're looking around the map, you know that the red player is going with archer units, so it's like, yeah, why not? Why not go with it? You know that Nikov is going with plumes, so there's 2 out of the 4 players. You know the purple player's not building much because he's still recovering from early damage. So it almost seems like, yeah, you really should. You should go with the Huskarls here and just start spamming them.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to make. Now, the opposite question then resorts now down to Nikov. What's Nikov's plan going to be? Do you just go all-out aggression? Like, I'm talking, you drop a castle right on his face and just be like, come on, buddy, let's go toe-to-toe. Or do you, which I think is probably the better option, is just focus on going to Imperial, get some Raxes going to get Eagle Warriors out and just try and hold it, because it's a tough one, actually, because... I was giving crap to Northern Pike for not making any army, but he's got the most amount of villas in the game right now because his eco's flying. So I think I need to eat some humble pie because I think he's doing rather well now.
I think Nikov's decision should depend a lot on what the purple player is going to go with, which looks like double stable knights, Franks, no surprise there. Green player is going with triple stable knights for now. So I don't know. I feel like the plume option is a really viable option. If Pike does go into Huskarls, you do have 2 really good, and it looks like he will start going into them. You do have 2 teammates who have really good counters to it, or decent counters to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a really hard one, actually. It's a game I wouldn't want to be in. That's for sure.
It's going to be interesting. It is a game you'd want to be in. You want to play with these guys, don't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think it would be a
with
good
Viper
time
on
to
my
stay
keyboard.
Yeah, there you go. I think it's a good time to stay with plumes. Nice castle drop coming from Nikov. Going to take over the best hill on the offensive side of the map. At least the best hill that I've seen so far.
Oh, yeah.
Good to just praise the pro players since they
Gorgeous
make so
hill.
many good decisions.
Great hill.
That's the hill I would have chosen for sure.
Well, talking about castles, there's more castles galore coming out on the left-hand side. Looks like Bullet and Velez having a bit of a wonder race going on here, but this time for a castle. Looks like Bullet's going to get his up first, despite the mountain amount of towers trying to focus down villages. So it's like 1 or 2 will drop, but I think it's kind of worth it.
Yeah, it looks like the green player saying he's getting raided. He is getting pretty raided back at home. A little bit of pressure here from both. It looks like Nick and it was Slaktarn. Now it's all cleaned up. But some pretty good raiding, some pretty good annoyance. Green player will have 84 vills still. And, he'll get his eco back in order. But good raiding there. In the meantime, he's raiding the orange player, or he was. But for the most part, the big thing going on the map is Nikov just sort of slowly but surely castle creeping into the teal base.
Yeah, because he's on the way up to Imperial Age a little bit faster than Pike here. Fortunately for Pike, I have to say, is that some fantastic walls coming up in Velez. This is really good teamwork, by the way. The stone wall and this house wall is great. I know it's a house wall, so I'm not going to stand up too much, but it's going to give enough of a block or a cover, I think, for Northern Pike to get himself together. He's got the four racks already being built. That's a good mangonel, by the way. Damn.
Yeah, that mangonel was already dead when it fired, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Yeah, Nikov's going to go with a monastery and a single barracks forward for now. I wonder what is queued up in that barracks. At the moment, nothing, but he's going to start dropping ranges. Just one barracks on the front. Okay, keep that in mind. We'll see if he does transition to Eagles.
Oh, look at Pike as well. So he's got some barracks built back at home with the Huskars, just to deal with the mains. But look at as well, he's going to send some drills forward up towards Bullet's base. Just like you said, focus on Bullet a little bit because he's a little bit weak in terms of the fact that he's had a bit of fun here with Velez. So he's going to build that forward racks. It's going to be interesting how he will get into the base, though. It's looking pretty well secure. I guess the only hole is the one between Nikov and Bullet, that house and the stone.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. Bullets is coming forward to join up with Nikov. Almost found those villagers with his knights. They actually probably ran within line of sight. Those knights are going to now meet shield for the plumes, maybe just like we thought they might. A couple of trebs for Nikov will slowly roll in. That'll be a really good honeypot to keep, at least keep a little bit of Pike's attention. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Pike can do something with those forward barracks and be annoying. We've been kind of neglecting the other side of the map, but it does seem like it's a very balanced game on the other side.
Yeah.
So far, those players are pretty close,
Yeah, it's looking bad. I'm just seeing a little bit of a raid from Nick here.
Yeah, look at the Mangonel shot here. Oh. Boy.
That was...
Okay.
It's one of those sort of things where you were bracing for something big and then just a little...
Yeah.
Happens to me many times.
I think he kind of snuck up on Nick there. Nick wasn't really ready. Oh boy, look at this. Fingers is going to get a ton of crossbow kills here.
Yeah.
Bringing in the Cav Archer just in time to grab him. Nick still has that Mangonel in the back of his mind, so he knows he can't really stand and fight.
Yeah.
It'll be an awkward fight for Nick.
But if he moves anyway, he will get killed anyway. It's one of those sort of things like, well, I just move a little bit and then just take the hit, Oh, a monk conversion just got made. Someone converted something. Someone converted something. What are they?
That is pro casting right there. It looks like Pike is going to go in right now after Nikov and start chopping down some of these plumes.
Oh, well, luckily it's between two castles, so a lot of arrows coming in here. But yeah, arrows don't mean shit for Huskars. Oh
yeah,
god, look at them.
We've seen all of the plumes garrison in the castle. Nikov probably could have killed a bunch of Velez's archers there, his crossbows, but he's still focusing on trying to kill these husks, and this is going really bad for him. Those knights that we speculated, that he might have to help him are nowhere to be found. Totally on his own.
At least Nikov saving his trap though. Well, trying to save his trap. No! Don't lose it! Oh. Saved at 10 HP. Meanwhile, though, his castles are being lost. And this is actually a big deal because that's a lot of stone gone. Just in terms of, how many... whoa. Okay, now he's sending a lot of villagers forward. What's he planning? Is he just going to build another castle a bit further back? I think so. I think that's the case.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we're seeing Pike raiding the absolute hell out of the purple player here. So, just like you speculated, those forward barracks really are eating the Franks player for breakfast. He's trying to build throwing axes, but too little, too late. Right now, he's losing a lot of his eco.
Yeah, I think he's pretty wrecked. I mean, 63 bills. It's one of the... I actually feel for him because it's one of those sort of games where you just never really got into it. You had to deal with a problem, then the next problem, and then the next problem, and then the pocket just comes with Goth, and you're just like, And this is just, of course, the highlight of the weakness of that is the Mayan's pocket, because they just... He didn't go Eagles, he went for full plumes, which, I think if it was any other normal standard game, like the Franks just went, Cavalier, or they were able to go Cavalier or whatever, or full Knights, then it would have been absolutely fine, because, the combo would work, but yeah, I think he should have gone, personally, I think he should have gone for the Eagles. We'll see what
now, I would definitely change my opinion. I thought he would get a lot more support with his teammates' Knights, but it's not happening. Goth's player on the other side, Flute is going to send forward a whole bunch of halves, and he's going the man-at-arms route by the looks of it. That's going to be really nice against Nick here since he's going Cavalier. But throwing axeman also being added in. So 2 Franks players making throwing axeman today.
Who doesn't like throwing axeman? I saw it early, in an earlier game. I was like, throwing axeman.
Yeah, so for now, we have 2 different players building throwing axes. We've got Huskarls continuing to really pretty much kill Bullets. Bullets is in a lot of trouble. He just can't stop those Huskarls. So it's going really well for Pike's team. Right now, it's looking really good.
Yeah. Pike, man. Well, I never doubted him for a second. I like to point that out.
Neither of us did.
Neither of us did.
Neither of us doubted.
Neither of us did. Neither of us I didn't say I was questioning his judgment at all whatsoever when it came down to the 4 TC boom with
Yeah, no.
25-minute Mangonel.
We knew this would work out. We knew.
Oh yeah, I had utter confidence in him. It was, you know.
Maybe more importantly at this stage of the game, the Nabs team has a really nice trade from the right-hand corner of the map to the bottom corner of the map. The other team can't trade any corner to corner. They only control one corner of the map. So there's going to be no more gold this game. There's going to be no trade.
Yeah, those corners matter, man. And yeah, I think this game's pretty much over. I'll see what Nikov can try and do. He's now going Eagles. Unfortunately, they have not got the only got 2 upgrades, so 3 actually. But that's it. They're not the strongest of units, but they will try and raid and see what they can try and find. Now, is there an opening into Pike's base? Yes, there is, but they have a long way around to it.
Yeah, it looks like Nikov is coming forward. Like you said, he's going to try to find an opening there. And maybe he'll just look for a second and see how good this counterattack goes. But the Huskarls, the elite Husks, are just rolling into his base. Nikov saying, "Dude, your guy dominated you."
Yeah, it's. What do you think?
I don't think that's necessarily super true. I think the gray player and the purple player were both damaged by the attack. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say dominated, but he did get beat in this game, unfortunately.
The only argument I think you're pretty much correct. I don't think he dominated him, but what he allowed to happen was this sort of forward play was just in a sense map control as such. It just it forced Bullet to be on the utter defensive the entire game, which was not the game plan I think Nikov wanted. Nikov wanted the Frank player to be active with the Knights and try and pressure Pike and Bless. I think honestly, in overall, this was just a better worked team game from the Nabs team plus Slaktarn, because I think they worked better as a team. We didn't see much on the right hand side, but when we got towards the end, we saw the transition for Slaktarn to go into Heavy Cav Archer, and then of course Lincoln went into the throwing axe, potentially Halb, and of course Cavalier, which will eventually be Paladin. So I think it was just a better coordinated game from the Nabs team. I don't think it was any real individual cock up as such.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a really nice, well-played game. They took advantage of the other team having the Mayans pocket, and unfortunately for Nikov's team, I would say the best player on their team got the worst positioned Civ, and that's a tough thing to recover from. But you got to do what you got to do. You got to try to get in there and win, no matter what the circumstances are. And in this game, we'll see the Nabs fellas get the job done. Nabs folks, I should say. Not just fellas.
Oof.
Yeah.
Nabs folks,
man.
yeah.
The Nabs folks.